that water wet, it's got gators in it.
Oh, yeah? Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
They shouldn't have given you ashy blokes YouTube.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
Guys, the bottom line is this. BGS is right.
All right, good people. Yeah, sorry I'm late. I was trying to find the piece from Paul Pierce that somebody sent me, talked about Kevin, but it's avoiding me right now. So we have to go with our backup stuff. So anyhow, Adric batting first is always a good sign when Adric is first. Gundam's batting second. Gundam says KS is right. Move those runners along. Martin Muhammad with the cleanup. What's going on? What's going on, Louis? Lavares, the Waffle House King. What's going on? Shannon, what's going on? Encrypted Wolf. Snowman, what's up? Saint Seer, what's up? Kevin, what's up? Dirty Foot Jose, Tunnel Runner, what's going on? Supreme Pivot, what's going on? Tao, what's going on? Shannon Green, Jason Chatterleen, what's going on? Excalibur, what's going on? Jesse, what's happening? Barry Little, what's up? Barry Little with the 5. The Godfather was on point. Del Quavius, what's up? Shannon Moore, what's going on? Carlos Patton. Eddie, what up? Just listen to his old stream. It's amazing how his media platform exposed a lot. Yeah, well, he just, all this stuff had already bubbled up. And so basically he took the whole manuscript database and put it out there. I think Jeff is doing the same thing, okay? He's taking all the manuscript database and he's pushing it out because he doesn't have to make up anything. He doesn't have to invent anything because it's already there. Roddy, what's going on? B. Quaid, what's going on? Yo, yes, what's happening? I'm meeting him just in time for the stream, okay? Hurricane Greg, what's up? Adric, what's happening? JT, Michael, what's happening? Philip, what's happening? Big Trick, what's going on? Free Agent Triple OG, what's going on? LAXT, what's going on? Reporting from the job, brushing back up some math skills on Khan Academy. Yeah, another good site is I think he's called Math Wizard. I think that's his name. Paul, what's going on? KS is living rent-free in the mind of the gynocracy. Yep. Luke, what's going on? B-Roll, what's going on? Landon, what's going on? There's Woo Man Charles, what's going on? Mongo. Prince, what's going on? Barry Hamilton, what's going on? Mr. Snazzy. Carl Hudson, what's happening? There's Craig the Tech guy. Looking for the reach back. TB, what's going on? NPRG, what's going on? AHG, what's happening? Michael L, what's going on? Pragmatic Prime, Palm Beach Mike. He said my mic is low. Okay, hold on. I didn't think it was, but we'll check it. Okay, boost it up a little bit. All right. Was Kevin? No, Kevin was not. Kevin was not talking about the reach back. Okay. No, he was not. The only reach back Kevin was talking about is if you had kids by the baby's daddy, go find him. It's just people are gonna learn that beefing really gets us all nowhere in the bigger picture thing. They don't. They have basically the people beefing are doing this because what?
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
They have nothing else to talk about. Okay, that's why. Chance, what's going on? Dave Child, what's going on? Akil, what's going on? Appreciate the two. Vereen, what's going on? Brandon Lewis, Rogue Pill, what's going on? Dr. Ells, what's going on? The man with infinite patience. Money Motion, Landon, what's going on? Sir Anthony, what's up? Prodigy. Black Money and Power, what's going on? Pop Smoke, what's going on? And there's the Maestro. Oh, the reach back is 2025. That's what's been said. 2025 is going to be the year to reach back. Shay Charday said she's named the year 2025 the year to reach back. Cass warned us about the Hey Big Head text. Yes, sir. That is a form of reach back. But that was actually Dr. Tiasan Johnson with the Hey Big Head, and then Kevin put it out there. He that little sound little sound bite, Hey Big Head, that was funny as hell though. That was funny as hell. What's up, Ray Lloyd? And that is it. Okay, let us start with these. See if I can find them. I really wanted that Paul Pierce one, man, because that was going to be the center spot of the whole thing. But I could not find it. Man, you know how you get something and it disappears. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Did I put it here or did I paste it? Let's see. Hold on. Nope, it's not there. I know I saved it. Let's see. Let's play this one first, okay? Since this is the first one I saw, right? See if it'll come up.
Men who stand up, men who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men. And you really on the grind and you really got ambition, man, leave these little pretty girls alone, bro. They don't put their elbow in it. I'm going to keep it 100. Over there looking at, oh, she bad. Oh, look at her Instagram. Oh, she a 9, she a 10. No, I'll get you a 5 or a 6 who going to put some elbow into it and going to be down for you on some 100. You know what I'm saying? They going to look at you like, why he with her? Don't worry about why I'm with her. Because she going to do everything you ain't doing. 100%. And that's the new wave we should be on, fellas. Like, man, forget all that how you look when you with your arm around her. Nah, she ain't got no substance to her.
Man, I had this. Good grief. Okay. Yeah, normally this stuff is together. Okay. Uh, Man, okay. This is yeah live. When you go live, this happens. Okay. Let me go to my TikTok because this and find it. I know I downloaded the bad boy. I know I downloaded the bad boy. Here's okay. I found it on TikTok. I thought I downloaded it, but this is one of the first ones that I found. Okay, it's actually on TikTok, and she actually admitted it. Okay.
Last name, but his name was Kevin. That was that dude who was talking to all those women about high value men and things like that. And I had went on his talk show once, and he told me pretty much that because I was 50-year-old woman that I didn't qualify for a high value man. And I don't want to believe that because it's hundreds and thousands and millions of men in the world. I know they on Facebook dating and stuff, but I haven't met one yet. Not one that has chosen me. So,
in other words, basically, Kevin, that was always a test. And me and Kevin used to go. We didn't go back for it. We actually agreed upon it, right? Okay. Basically, your results tell you where your level is. Okay. Because they would say, I want a high value man. I want this guy to make this, thus, and so, and blah, blah, blah. And said, well, are they dating you? Are they dating you consistently? Have they committed to you? And if they haven't, your results tell the story. And for years, these women have been saying, I haven't put myself out there. There's always hope. I've seen other women that do it, yada, yada, yada. And I said, if this woman that I think I'm as good as or better than qualifies, I should qualify too. And there was always there was a teacher used to tell me all the time, right? Let success be your guide. Okay, let success be your guide. And if you cannot come up with the same results, seems like with the same results. Because I used to do that all the time, right? Okay. There's as a brother with sisters, and had female cousins, and raised two daughters and stuff like that. I've seen this stuff over and over and over again, right? Little girls, because I've dated women, I've dated single mothers with girls, okay? Little girls always have to go out and try to flaunt their sexuality and see where their level is, right? And I used to get women on my women's channel all the time saying that their level is this, thus, and so, okay? And I would say, and I always tell them, I said, when you were 11, 12, 13 years old, you went out and you and your girlfriend walked to the store or walked down the street seeing who you could catch. You know what your level is. You know what your level is. You know what men you attract. You know who the guys are that you attract. And to say that you don't is a lie. I should know it, right? You walk into a man walks into a club or a setting, and the first thing a man is looking for is exits and what the crowd is like and whether it's safe, right? A woman is walking to see what her competition is, okay? And women always know what their competition is. They always do. They know their level. And when Kevin used to tell them that, okay, they would say, well, I qualify this. I qualify for that. Has that guy shown up? Are these the guys that you attract? And if you don't, guess what? You're not that girl. But women always disagree, right? LAXT said the math sorcerer. Yeah. Women always disagree. But now, since winter is here, guess what's happening?
Dang, I can't remember his last name, but his name was Kevin. That was that dude who was talking to all those women about high value men and things like that. And I had went on his talk show once, and he told me pretty much that because I was 50-year-old woman that I didn't qualify for a high value man. And
See, I didn't qualify for a high value man at 50, right? He told her that. In other words, you were a leftover.
I don't want to believe that because it's just thousands and millions of men in the world. I know they on
See, in other words, there's so many men in the world, one of them gonna choose me, right?
Facebook dating and stuff, but I haven't met one yet. Not one that has chosen me. So does that mean I got work to do? Or was Kevin right? Nah, Kevin wasn't right. Kevin wasn't right. And maybe I got a little work to do.
See, she still believed it.
Gentlemen to the front, especially DMV men. Me and my wife have been outside this summer. Karaoke's, happy hours, brunches, you name it, we've been there. And me and her come to the same conclusion. That it's nothing but women outside. Man, where y'all at? I mean, I get it. Drink prices are high. Women have unrealistic expectations of what they want from a man. I mean, some of their egos are on Beyonce, and they should be on Rashida.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. And I understand that maybe Unc and them really haven't taught you how to speak to women. I get that. But it should not be this bad, where it's like damn near 20-1. And maybe it's just me being old school, I wanted to be where the women were, especially the beautiful ones. And they have been there, and y'all have not. Ladies, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. It's not looking good out there. And may the Lord be with you in your journey.
And in other words, Kevin was right, was he not? Kevin was right. Okay? He said winter was coming. Kevin was right. The Metacrier said, who's going to the Black Manosphere 5.0 conclave in Miami next week? Okay. If Ninja Person is in, or one of Theo's guys, drop the link to the Miami conclave if you can, because I don't have it up. You probably can get a 65 plus man. That's what he used to say. That's what Kevin used to say. Okay. And if he's a high value 65-year-old man, he's going to buy him a young tender. Okay. Cash, a YouTube page will hit 2 million subs by the end of the year. Wow. Because the women thought by mocking him and disparaging and throwing salt on his grave that they were actually going to kill his message. They didn't. All they did was expand. They made him a saint. Okay, they basically made Kevin Samuels a Jesus figure. Okay, by doing that. Kevin is a Jesus figure right now. That filter ain't right. I heard that. Somebody else said that. Yeah, she's fighting it. She's fighting it. Anyhow, okay, let's get to. I have a couple more from her. Okay, so we're gonna go to her, and there's one more chick that talked about it, but I'll find her. It's on another TikTok channel.
Dang, I can't remember his last name.
But she's back. Okay. It is a cold world out there. Kevin told us winter's coming, right? So he was right. Okay, winter's coming, and guess what? Everybody said, "No, they'll be back outside, and the simps will be out chasing women again." And guess what? Pimp God says Kevin is now immortal. Okay, Pimp God, give us a link to your last couple, man, because I haven't seen anything from you. Nothing. Evidently, you're not showing up in my algorithm. So give us a link to your last couple. Johnny Vegas says, sign up for the Conclave DevOps add-on Sunday. Thou art not playing. Okay. All right. Appreciate that. Here's another one.
Because I'm actually going through my inbox and I'm looking at like, I mean, it's over 1,000, close to 2,000 messages that I'm getting as it relates to what high value man is and what he's looking for. But not one individual consider themselves a high value man. So, men, how are you commenting on what a high value man want if you aren't one? I don't get that. And why is it that so many people have something to say negative? Like, I love the trolls because you feed off some negative stuff, but I can post something positive and you don't say a goddamn thing. It's hilarious.
So basically, what she's saying is so what she's saying is all she's getting is what the people that she attracts. Okay. Said no filter this time. Do you have a wrench, Pimp God? Hold on, man. Let me see if you got a wrench. Cause I thought you had a wrench unless you got a new channel. Hold on. Unless you got do you have a new channel? Because I don't. You should have a wrench. Okay. Louis posted it for you. Okay. Okay. Type something, Pimp God, because evidently you have a new channel. Okay, there you go. All right. All right, there you go, Pimp. Go ahead and post your stuff. Pimp your channel, boss. All right. But the thing is, she's not the only one. I'll find the other one, but she is a cautionary tale, right, about Kevin, and she's saying exactly the same thing that Kevin was saying.
To your point, what you 100% convinced about, I just got one question. Do you consider yourself to be a high value man? That's it. And here I am shaking my head again.
Okay, that's only a few seconds. Let's see.
Honestly, I disagree with that statement right there because the men that are responding and making a what high value men want and don't want aren't even high value men.
How do you know? How do you know? But the thing is, they know what high value men want. But just like you admitted, high value men aren't looking for you. They are not looking for you. So the thing is, she's a caution. Basically, this is the problem. Well, this was the problem until winter started hitting. Right? Okay. The winter thing happened when she talked about Kevin rest in peace. Okay. That now I'm starting to see it. I couldn't get all of them because I downloaded some of them, but I guess they didn't download like they were supposed to. Um, Hold on. Come on, TikTok. Here we go. It's not gonna let me log in. There we go. All right, there we go. See if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Oh man. Okay. All right. It's gonna be one of these shows. Okay. This is a good one. Okay. They talk about threes and the coffee dates. Came back from Maria massage. Life is good. She's using sign language. Something Kevin got from BGS. Yeah. I mean, basically, sign language is actually projection. Okay. Sign language is actually projection.
Today after work, and I politely told him no, and then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
Social media really got a lot of y'all portraying yourselves online in a way that you would never portray yourself in real life, because you know that's not who you really are. Some women gotta be very, very grateful that someone even asked them on a date. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't believe that anybody asked her on a coffee date at all. I'm trying to figure out, why am I seeing so many videos of women against coffee dates? I can almost put money on it that she in particular does not get asked out on dates.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women
Say it again, black girl. Say it again. She's not getting asked out.
get online and make videos like that because they want to brag. Oh my God, a guy actually asked me out. Let me go online and tell everybody, like, girl, if you get asked out a lot, or if guys approach you a lot and you know you're used to saying no, that's not a conversation to have online. But when you're not always being approached, get online and brag like, oh my God, someone asked me on a coffee date. Girl, be happy somebody asked you out, because
Women, black women especially, love to reject men. Okay, men. White women love men accepting them. Black women love rejecting men. Rejecting a man is a flex. Is because rejecting a man, okay, and a man might be higher in the higher status they reject the man, the more it's a flex for them. Okay, more flex. If I rejected an NBA basketball player, that means I'm a higher status than he is, or in my mind, or my girl's mind, I have enough status to actually reject a higher status man. It's a flex. Okay. I don't know what it is about the black community, black female community, right? Which is gynocracy, okay? Like the pop the balloon show, okay? The better looking the man is, if I can reject him, puts me in light as a higher status. It doesn't get you anywhere, okay? That when you're alone and you really get desperate, you got to go back to the pookie, the pookie that's working at McDonald's because you're lonely. But the thing is, it gives you a flex in front of your girls. Like, well, this dude that was driving a Porsche, blah, 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 and I turned him down and I told him I didn't have time. That's black women, right? Okay?
because the comments already ripping you a new asshole. Be for real.
So basically, this is. Now, I was looking for the one where she was talking about Kevin. That was the last one I was going to show. But if I cannot find it, then I will carry on. Because normally I download. Well, I did download them, but I can't find them in my queue. So let us carry on. Okay, since we don't have that. Here's another one that proves Kevin is right. Okay. This is from Lunch with the Cool Kids. We've seen him before because he had Jeff on recently, so we've played him before. And this is CEO explains why high-earning men skip single moms and older women. Okay.
A lot of time on social media, and she was very secretive about her social media, right? And every now and then, she'll share some stuff with me, about what she's laughing at. She just start laughing, and it's like completely ratchet stuff, right? So I'm just like, I'm like, that was funny to you, but to each his own, right? But I just realized that
He's what, 20? She's 27, 25, whatever she was, 20 something at that, 29. It probably was funny to her. It just ain't funny to you because Okay, go ahead.
It was a maturity, incompatibility thing, right? So, ever since then, I decided to step back and really discover what I really wanted to do with the second half of my life. Like I'm approaching 50, where do I want to focus my time, my energy, my resources? I want to build a legacy, right? Like I don't have any children. So, the next relationship that I want to have is I'm being extremely intentional, right? So I pulled back and I focused on my 8 pillars. And I doubled down on my spiritual health. Matter of fact, I probably tripled down on my spiritual health, which has been an absolute game changer. I'm in the best physical fitness health of my life. Mentally, I'm in a great place. I have peace, contentment, and delight. Emotionally, I spend a lot of time, reading about emotional intelligence and emotional regulation, which is really, really important. How do we respond to triggers and things that might make us act out an emotion that we shouldn't. And then like impulse control is another one that I think is really important for all men to manage is, our impulses, right? Like we need to have the ability to deny ourselves of certain things. And then the 5th pillar is environmental health, which is really, really, really important, right? So environmental health is, think work, home, and digital, right? So, how is your work environment? How is your home environment? But then most importantly, how is your digital environment? Like what type of stuff are you consuming?
A lot of stuff that he's saying is pulling directly from Kevin, like your digital footprint, okay? Just to tell you about that, your circle, okay, your work environment, what you do at home, your family environment, but also you just actually emphasize what your digital footprint, okay? So this guy is a CEO, high value dude, 50 years old, and guess what he just said? Repeated a lot of stuff that Kevin says about the 4 things that you actually need to be a high value dude, right? Digital footprint.
Digitally, right? That's really, really important, right? Like, a lot of guys, spend a lot of time on porn sites or OnlyFans and sites like that, man. I don't know either, right? Like I don't have a subscription to none of that stuff, but that's just like,
you can argue with it, but he's talking about legacy for him. Okay, he's talking about legacy for him. He's talking about his values. He's not talking about yours. Okay, you can argue with him if that's not important to you. That's not important to you. But he's talking about legacy for him.
What Anthony's talking about.
But that's just like you got to check your digital hygiene, right? Like your digital environment. That stuff is robbing you of your manhood. And then go ahead.
So is it fair to say that the homegirl in the last relationship, her digital hygiene was not awesome? Is that fair to say?
Fair to say, right? Like we all should be guarding our digital hygiene, right? Because what we consume is essentially, is going to dictate our behavior, our beliefs, everything, our outcomes. So, managing our digital is super important and managing that environment.
For a guy of his level and his importance, okay, his reputation, okay, the woman he messes with is part of his reputation, okay. So if she's messy and her life is messy and she's attached to him, she's gonna attach herself to him and he's gonna be attached to her lifestyle and her morals and her outcomes. And if she's messy, especially publicly, okay, it's going to rub off on him.
And then financial health is the next pillar, which, for me is over the last 2 years I've tripled down on that one as well. I've done well professionally, but, I was not a good spender. Like I gave a lot of money away and I would give money away to my family. I would spend a lot of money on dating because I always felt like I just make money, right? Like, so I wasn't financially responsible. And here recently.
So you were a simp. Okay. It's okay.
Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've sought out financial mentors. So three of the men right now in my life that are closest to me are literally financial geniuses. Yeah.
What
he and I, like he has taken such
what do you say about your network? Okay, your network of men, right? Okay, so he was a simp. Okay, he was less than high value. He was a Henry, right? High earning, not rich yet. Okay, and so what did he do? He changed his male circle. Okay, which is to become a high value man. Okay, you have to be in a circle of other high value men.
Almost like a father figure role to me. Like it's, I love that man. He loves me, and he just is passing down wisdom to me and information to me and teaching me finances. So how powerful. It gives you life force energy. It gives you just this focus and this ability to accomplish your goals that otherwise I don't think you can.
I think there's a lot of men in who's going to be watching this. They're saying, "I'm not doing that," and I get it both ways. For you being pro semen retention, my God, I did not wake up thinking that we'd be talking about semen retention today.
Okay.
It's overwhelming, just connection to God and situation, right? Like, I don't have any children, and I have. I do want children one day.
That percentage of women without kids grows slimmer and slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. So some would argue that it's kind of unfair, and you hear this all the time, that it's kind of unfair that you grow older and you get more dignified, or women grow older and they get more undesirable. I don't think that's what you're saying, but I know there's somebody in the comments who's interpreting it that way.
Without kids is very, very slim. That's the prerequisite.
Okay.
Right. So that's what I felt, just this overwhelming joy and this overwhelming inner peace. And it was just this overwhelming just connection to God. And I just couldn't believe what was happening. I could still feel it as I talk about it. And, I immediately called my mom and I was like, Mom, I just had the most unbelievable experience. I told her I was running and, I had this awakening or this euphoria moment. And she said, that wasn't, you had a visit from God. That's what that was. You had a visit from, the Spirit. And I was like, wow, I mean, that's exactly what it felt like. So when you deny yourself of things, and I'm a spiritual man, I'm a believer. I believe in God strongly, right? And, one of the most important things in the Bible that Jesus said, Matthew 16:24, he said, if you choose to follow me, you must deny yourself and take up your cross every single day. That's the prerequisite, right? So that's what I decided to do.
Okay, so in the roughest transition ever, so going forward, I'm sure that there are ladies who are who are watching you, who are saying, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna get him." I'm sure they're asking themselves when you were dating a 29-year-old, why not somebody closer to your own age?
Here we go.
Yeah, that's a great question. So honestly, Gerald, I don't want to date a woman with kids.
Ooh.
So go ahead.
I won't. I will not go ahead.
Yeah, he's not stepping in that one. Okay, I heard that.
I mean, that's fair, right? That's fair. I don't have kids. I don't want to be a stepdad. So the chances of me dating a woman my age without kids is very, very slim.
Okay, so I want to give the disclaimer that the next couple of moments of this conversation is going to be, it's not me asking. I'm going to be asking on behalf of the audience. Okay. So as you get older, I would imagine that percentage of women without kids grows slimmer and slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. So some would argue that it's kind of unfair, and you hear this all the time, that it's kind of unfair that you grow older and you get more dignified, or women grow older and they get more undesirable. I don't think that's what you're saying, but I know that there's somebody in the comments who's interpreting it that way.
That's not what I'm saying at all. It's my own personal situation, right? Like, I don't have any children, and I have. I do want children one day.
Okay.
Hopefully. So I have 16 nieces and nephews, right? So that's, I love my family, and I never imagined that I would be approaching 50 years old without children. But that's just the plan that God had for me, and I'm grateful for my freedom. But ultimately, like I said, my goal is to meet a woman and have a child or two.
A woman over 35 probably, I'm not saying she can't, but the thing is, odds are that she's gonna have a hard time getting Having kids, yeah. Thank you, Sensei Aaron. Today I just received my copy of Multi-Orgasmic Male by Montauk Chia. That is probably one of the best beginners books on semen retention and that kind of stuff. Okay, probably the best beginning book.
Leave a legacy. I think that's ultimately what we all men want to do, is leave a legacy, and I do believe that at the end of the day, I have spent a lot of time working on myself. Right? Like, I'm in great physical fitness shape. I put in the work. So I typically attract younger women.
Yeah.
What is attractive about you, in your opinion, to them?
Well, I would say that that's a good question. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a pleasant person.
I think so.
I'm a pleasant person.
The thing is, what do women want? A finished product, okay? Especially black women, they want a finished product, okay? A guy that's 18, 19, 20, even 25 is not a finished product, okay? A guy that's 50, that's been grinding for 30 years is a finished product. That's how come he attracts younger women. No matter what they say about age gap, dating, yada, 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 okay? Women want a finished product. If they can get a finished product at 21, of course, they dump him and get the 21-year-old, okay? But how many 21-year-olds are finished products? Okay? Women don't have to be finished products, okay? Women are supposed to be material for the man, okay? It's for the man to mold. So a woman is not supposed to be a finished product. Men don't want women that are finished products because they're not adaptable.
I'm a friendly person. I'm a value principled man. I believe in chivalry. I'm kind of old school. I believe in treating a woman really, really well. And I think that I'm just a good guy, maybe.
That it may be possible that some of the younger ladies that are in that portion of their life, they see you put together, they see you established, they see most of the girls. It's really like school age. The older guy is always more mature. Like, the guys around their age, they're chasing the dream. You caught it, and you're at the top of the mountain now. You're just kind of doing stuff. All the other 25, 29, 30-year-old guys, they're still climbing the mountain and slipping all the way down. So could it be that they see you as a finished thing, and it's like,
he's saying the same thing that I just said, okay?
I'll take finished guy that's up here.
I think that's, you can say that, right? Because, I hear a lot today about guys, they want a woman who will help them build.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. And I don't, well, I'm building, but I've already built. Right. So, I would, I don't need a woman to help me build. I need a woman who can, supportive, affectionate, loving, a helpmeet. Right.
He's quoting Kevin. He's quoting the Kevin Samuels rule book right about now. Okay, the playbook, help meet, supportive, all that kind of stuff, right? Because a high value man doesn't need her to help him build. Okay,
a pleasant woman, right? So, at the end of the day, I don't think it's complicated. Relationships, no matter what age you are, is treating each other with respect.
You can be nice. Okay, you can be nice to a woman. That's not true. You can be nice to a woman, but the thing is, being nice. There's a difference between being nice, okay? Because the banker is nice, okay? The car salesman is nice, okay? Other people are nice, but they're firm, okay? The price is the price, okay? You don't have to be a simp or a pushover to be nice, okay? You can be I'm a nice person, but the thing is, people know that I have my limits. Okay, and if you violate the limits, all of a sudden that nice person is not going to be very nice, because there's retribution. Okay, there's penalties for violating it. Okay, you can be nice to a woman, but a lot of guys do not know how to be nice and be firm. Okay, so
it's being a good human, right? And it's not being overly needy. On either person, right? Like, for me,
it's the best combo for a young woman. Okay, best combo for a young woman.
I'm the type of person who, I have a set routine every day. My morning routine, my work. Like, I'm not a needy person. I don't need a lot of validation from a woman.
Exactly. See?
And, I'm looking for a woman the same way. Like, I want a woman who's into self-improvement. She takes care of herself. She works out. I'm going to love and support her all that I can. But, I need her to be emotionally healthy as well.
Exactly, right? He needs her to fill in his gaps. He doesn't need a project. So a problem child he doesn't need. For a high value man, he ain't got time for that shit,
Two
right?
questions. When you say pleasant, as best you can, what can you dig a little bit deeper? Like, unpack that a little bit. What do you mean?
Yeah, so that's a great question. That's a really great question. So I'll say this. So, and this is important for your viewers. This is important for everyone, right? So Albert Einstein, that really smart man back in the day, right?
NA doesn't know who he is. He was a smart guy, y'all. He was smart. Just take our word for it.
Yeah, he's a really smart man. So, and I adopted this early on in my life. He said, the most important question that every human being needs to ask themselves is the world a friendly or a hostile place?
Okay.
Right. So that's a very deep philosophical question, because if you believe that the universe is friendly, you're going to behave completely different than if you believe the universe is hostile. Right.
That's immediately what I thought. And I'm gonna let you finish your thought. That's immediately what I thought when you said that. The answer to that question is really more the perspective of the person who's answering it.
And the thing is, it's both. Okay, it's both. It's because you can't live in space. Okay, if you want to see hostile, go like a mile up. Okay, you find hostile. You won't be able to live. Okay, that's hostile. Okay, this Earth is very friendly, but thing is, it has its thorns.
More so than what the reality of the world is.
It's your own belief. It's your own belief. And I'll tell you how it works, right? So, I believe that the universe is a very friendly place. And I attract friendly outcomes. I attract goodness, right? So if I believe, a lot of people walk around and they believe that the universe is hostile. So they walk around with a frown on their face. They're always complaining. They're stuck in the prison of complaining, right? And if you believe that the universe is hostile, then it literally shapes your behavior, right? Like you might start drinking too much alcohol. You're not taking care of yourself. You might develop all these bad habits because you're in this constant place of lack of hope, if you will. So for me, I believe the universe is very friendly. So everywhere I go, I talk to people. I smile at people. I'm very outgoing. And I'll tell you this. So I mentioned the gentleman who's my mentor right now, the 77-year-old white man, or white guy. I shouldn't just label him.
What's his name? Let's call him something. Tell us his name.
Yeah, I know that was really bad of me.
No, it's fine. He's probably not watching. It's fine.
So, call him Sam. All right. So I'll tell you how I met him. It was a Saturday morning.
Okay. All right. He basically told why he doesn't want a older woman or a certain kind of woman. Okay. So he basically talked about the Kevin Samuels playbook. See, there's got one more, and then we're gonna get out of here. But the thing is, you can actually hear it echo. Okay, there's a bunch of them I could pull. Okay, there's even white women that said the same thing. Okay. See if I can find it real quick. There's actually white women that said almost the exact same thing about dating. Okay. And she actually mentioned him by name. Okay. And this is this is actually 3 years ago. It's a white woman, okay? Said exactly the same thing about talking about average at best.
Exactly, lady. Now, hey, you know me, these words, and it was like Ella, like, whoo. So she's been in business on her own for quite a while. She's made 6 figures for at least the last 3 years, and she wants to know when to reveal that she's a small business owner to the guys she dates. Kevin's basically like, What does that matter? And so she's obviously thinking that she's got extra value because, she's doing well financially and she's got her own business and stuff. So she's like, she actually says these words and it was like, Ella, like, ooh. So she says, when I date
The thing is, why do white women get it and black women don't?
down, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes on to say something about, I want to give guys who are not on my level a chance. And Kevin's like, whoa, 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 hold up a minute here before we go any further. Hold on here. What do you mean by not on my level? And I'm thinking, exactly, lady. Now, hey, you know me, I'm all for high self-esteem, whether you're a man or a woman. But there does feel like there's an unjustified level of arrogance or perhaps even just ignorance, which is going to be revealed a bit more as we go along here. So she reveals she wants a man who's making six figures and owns his own business. And right away, Kevin is pretty straight up about it. He's like, those men don't want you.
Ooh, see, I said white women get it. Okay, white women get it.
Not exactly like that, but essentially, he says, those men aren't asking you out.
Exactly, exactly. Me and Kevin used to talk about that. You basically let success be your guide, right? Okay, the men that you attract are the men on your level. I say the same thing to guys, right? About when they go out and when you actually go out and approach, right? You'll know the fish that you can catch. You'll know your tribe. You know the kind of woman, type of woman that you can attract. I don't know why women don't get that. Men that are successful at getting women, okay, especially a copious amount of women, learn that very early. Okay, they know what their type is. Like I know what my type is. I know what kind of women I attract. But I'm old enough. Okay, I had to learn that. And most men do. Women, I don't care how old they get, they still have the thing that I can attract anything that I want. Dr. T in the house? I said, because white women are always taught to compete for men and black women were taught they don't have to. Men have to compete for them. Yep, exactly. That's in the reverse order of nature, Doc. Reverse order of nature. In fact, Doc, I think I'm gonna start this. I was looking at some of my old notes and called 12 Labors of Black Men. Okay, it was actually 13 of them. So I'm thinking I'm gonna actually do a series on my Black Pill Gnostic page about the 12 labors, the 12 aspects of that black men have to uphold. Very interesting stuff. And this is something that me and Dr. T put together. Woo, got to be 5, 6 years ago. Okay. We call it the 12 labors of black men. So I'm actually going to do them one by one, okay, about the labors and the aspects and how black men have to show up for black women and the roles that we have to play, okay? Well, look for that. Yeah, the 12 labors, okay? Black, I should have called them 12 labors of John Henry. All right. What's up, Sauchi? Anyway, continuing.
And then he says, women will sometimes consider men who are below them, but then as soon as they get them, they try to fix them or change them.
That's called class, okay? That's called class. I always tell men, if you pick a woman that's above you in class, she's gonna try to change you. Normally, men do not try to change a woman that's below them, okay? Normally, men pick the woman as she is to fit a role as she is. He doesn't really try to change her very much, okay? Women will. Women will take on, well, they used to, they will take on projects. So if you get an upper class woman, that means she can't, what it means is she can't get what she wants in her class, okay? The guy that she wants in her class, so she'll dip below and she'll try to force that guy up into her class. Are they tied to Hercules? Yeah. Well, basically, it's a riff on the 12 Labors of Hercules. You have to read the 12 Hercules 12 Labors by Alice Bailey. Okay. Oak Ridge, appreciate you. Our fives think they're tens, and our tens think they are 20s. They do. Actually, tens know that they're tens. Okay. Tens don't have to think. Tens. If you meet a woman that's a 10, okay, what tens try to do is tamp themselves down a bit so they don't get rushed all the time. So a 10 will always try to just dress down and be as she'll try to be as humble and innocuous as she can, because if she actually come, you ever see a 10 walking around a regular, right? She's gonna have on jeans, she's gonna have on a sweatshirt, she's gonna have a ponytail, she's gonna have her hair undone, she's gonna have a hoodie, and sunglasses. She's trying to hide, okay? Tens try to hide. Tens only come out and reveal that they're tens in the appropriate setting. Okay, tens do not try to be 20s. Okay, now a 7 might try to be a 20, but a 10 does not try to be a 20. Okay, it works the opposite way. They try to downplay their looks. They try to with 9s too. It depends on the setting that they're in. Okay, because most tens can if they're out in their heels and in their gear, they cannot walk the street. Okay, they'll cause traffic accidents, and they know it. So they always try to downplay their looks. So it's the exact opposite.
And make them into what they want them to be. Here's the doozy. When he says, "Why can't you get a guy on your level?" Like, so then he goes back to remind her, why did you come on the show? She's selfish. She had her own agenda. She didn't care about what the viewers were there for. She wanted to get her question answered instead of hiring him for a private session. That's selfish. I agree. Now, it's one thing if it's like general Q&A, but this was a themed podcast. So this lady just wants what she wants, and she doesn't really care about what others want. Now, she does apologize, so I'll give her credit for that. So then he asks her when the last relationship she had was and how long it lasted. Her last relationship lasted a year, and it ended about a year ago. So then Kevin asks her why she wants a 6-figure guy. And I have to say, I do respect her answer. She says she's been in business for herself for 9 years, and she is into self-development and ambition and drive, and she wants the same thing from the guy she's with. Now, if you've watched some of my videos or a lot of my videos, you know that I always say you need to be with someone who's going to be in alignment with you on beliefs, values, and long-term goals. And lifestyle also plays a factor. Also, just a little side note is just because a woman wants someone with a 6-figure income doesn't mean she's a gold digger. Like if she's just there to reward herself with the fruits of your labor, yeah, for sure, she's a gold digger. But this woman, I don't think she's a gold digger. She's working hard. She's, putting in the time and effort into her own business.
Yeah, but she's trying to get a man that she doesn't deserve.
Wants to be with someone who's not going to cost her or to make an adjustment to her lifestyle to have to carry him. So for example, she's used to going to 5-star resorts and she really likes that, but he's on a Motel 6 kind of budget. So that means if they get together, then she wants to go to 5-star. She's going to have to either compromise on other areas of her life to be able to afford that for both of them, or she's going to have to compromise her standards to meet him somewhere in the middle. Now, for you guys, you don't usually care that much about a woman's finances as long as she's not in debt. And
yeah, in other words, because men pay and women don't want to pay. Okay, men pay and women don't. That's why. It's because men don't care. At the end of the day, guess what? End of the day, guess what?
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
At the end of the day, it's always Jermaine's fault. Men always have to. Men pay. Okay, like Tony Soprano say, you eat, I pay. Right? Okay.
To be a drain on yours. But for a woman, and this is often the case, even for men actually, if a woman makes a lot more than you, you often will feel like you've got to ask her. So you sort of lose.
How many women want to pay, Big Trick? How many women do actually want to pay? What percentage of women want to pay, Big Trick?
Some sense of masculinity when you're with a woman who's making a lot more than you. It's a different dynamic. That doesn't mean it's right, but it just is. And you might be saying, but Anna, women have been doing that to men forever. And I say, yes, I agree. I know that that's the case. Now, I'm a traditionalist, so, I have some different standards about that sort of thing. But if it bothers you, then don't be with someone who's not making as much as you, if it bothers you. Otherwise, if it doesn't bother you, just make sure that you're getting someone who makes up for not having as much money as you or making as much money as you by her having other qualities that are more important to you. So let's get back to Kevin because he's got some brilliant points on this. So he says, how many men do you think are making 6 figures? And she thinks it's around 5%. Now he says maybe it's around 10%. But then he goes on to say, so all women want these 10% guys. But what do they want? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. This is why I spend so much time trying to help you develop yourself to be the kind of guy that the most amount of women would want while not compromising yourself. And if you've watched my channel for a while, or you've taken my Wake Up to Love program, you know that financial net worth is only one metric. In fact, it's not even the most important financial metric. So if you haven't done my program, that might be something you want to consider. Okay, so let's get back to their conversation. So he asked her, what do these kind of guys want? And she's like, well, brains, arm candy. She actually said arm candy, but then brains and maybe some depth. So then he asks her if she wants to be married and have kids. And she reveals she's got a 13-year-old son.
Ooh.
Oh, there's another factor that weighs in.
And we just played the guy that says that he's a high value dude and he wants to have his own kids. Black women can't compete in transactional dating. It's a long story, man. Black women lie, okay? Black women hide. The thing is, they can't tell their girlfriends what they're doing. Black women are extremely vain. My sister stays in the bathroom for 2 or 3 hours a day, thinks that she's a dime. She's not. Well, she got to lie to herself, okay? It's not about what other people think.
Sorry, ladies, but it's absolutely true. And she didn't reveal too much about the dad, but she definitely gave the impression that it wasn't a great relationship. So Kevin points out to her that the kind of men that she wants, those 10% earners, don't generally want a woman with a kid.
True.
And some baby daddy that maybe you don't have a great relationship with.
True.
I agree. Right? Like, think about it. If you're in the 10%, do you have on your list single mom? Probably not, right? Like, you have options. But she's all like still stuck on the fact that she's, a high value woman and she wants to develop herself and improve herself. But she's just really not getting the point. Like, she's having a hard time realizing that she's a woman in her mid-30s heading toward the wall. Hey, there's a wall with a kid, and his dad is not a great influence in the picture. She's not getting that her being a business owner isn't as valuable to men as it is to her. At least not to the men in the top 10%.
And this is, like I said, we're over an hour, and this is a white woman, okay? It's a white woman saying the exact, actually agreeing with him, okay? Now you saw the black woman at the beginning, right? She did not agree with what Kevin said, okay? I don't agree with it. I'm over 50. I got a kid. Blah blah blah. And I think that that there's millions and millions of these high value dudes, and it's got to be one that wants me. But the odds are not good. Even though she was on a show, and Kevin's been gone 4 years? Okay, so that means it's almost 5 years that she's been on this show, and she hasn't found one dude yet that's willing to commit to her or be with her or date or even date her. That's high value, and she's over 50. And now all the guys that she got 2,000 people in her DMs, and none of them or what she will actually equivocate as high value. That's your level. That's your level. Anyhow. Yeah, 1492, Kevin. People sell to Kevin Bloom. That's true. Black women don't qualify for the top 10%. Let me play. I think I got one more, and then we're going to get out of here. I really wanted the one with Paul Pierce that actually mentioned Kevin by name. I really wanted that one. I was looking for. That's why I was late. I spent an hour going back looking for it, and I couldn't find it. Spent an hour looking for it and couldn't find it. And that white woman called Kevin the greatest of all time, right? The GOAT. Let's see. I got one more. Let's see. We'll play one more in this particular vein, and we would get out of here. Okay. All right, let's see. I got a couple more. Let's play another white woman. Okay. Let's play the white woman again. Okay, another white woman, and then we'll jump ship. Yes, but some of them do, some of them don't. But the thing is, they don't play the odds.
So you can make informed choices in your dating life. Men can decide if it's worth it to date a single mother or if it's better to bow out and let someone more suited to stepdadhood step in the role. Women will understand men's concerns and save yourselves and your child the emotional turmoil of being with a man not suited for stepfatherhood. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. I help men decode modern women so you can find, attract, and keep your keeper, or simply have better relationships with women. Welcome to Just the Tip. First, what is a high value man? Well, for the purpose of my videos, a high value mate, man or woman, is someone with the most desirable mate qualities, whatever they may be for you. There are already comments from men who haven't watched the video yet saying, don't do it. However, there are 5 reasons some men do date or marry single moms, and I'll share that later. But in the meantime, can you guess what they are? Comment. So while you are racking your noggins on that, let's review some of the single mom issues that keep high value men away. 1, divided attention. If she's worth her weight in salt, a mom prioritizes her dependent kids. However,
that is true. That is true. That's one thing that Kevin did say about divided attention, right? A man, when if she's a good mom, her main focus will be her children. Okay, that is very true.
That can be a deal breaker for high value men because for him it means limited time and attention for the relationship. Single moms must realize some high value men prefer a more flexible lifestyle without the added obligations of parenting someone else's children. Example, a man wants to spend time with his lady, but she has to attend a bunch of school functions or other kid-related activities or unexpected trips to the ER. Gentlemen, if this is not exactly the carefree dating life or life you're envisioning, you may not be cut out.
And basically, and sometimes, you know, if you're dating a woman with kids, believe it or not, okay, believe it or not, you will become an emergency contact. And when she can't get off from work or she's stuck someplace, guess who's going to get the call? All of a sudden, that kid becomes your kid. It's another thing. She probably won't mention that. But as a man who's dated women with kids, okay, that's always going to be the case, okay? If all else fails, okay, she's going to be calling you to actually fill in the gap.
Date a single mom. Ladies, the higher a man's universal desirability, the more options he has, including women without children. You need to be able to schedule time to make him your priority sometimes and never take for granted anything he directly or indirectly does for your kids. He's there because of you, not them. 2, unruly kids. Kids with no discipline. We've all heard the wee squealers in the grocery store.
Oh yeah, black women are bad at this, okay?
Some of us have even whispered, "Taser!" The fact is, bratty kids are a turnoff, even if they're yours. But when they're not, it can feel intolerable. When children's parents break up, or if there were never 2 parents at home to begin with, kids may seek attention however they can get it and may resort to bad behavior if mom and dad is too busy, stressed, or absent to pay attention to good behavior. My sister was a foster mom for over 30 years to the highest level of kids in the system. They weren't her own kids. Example. After a string of negative remarks on a teen's behavior in his evaluation report, he finally receives a minor acknowledgement of improvement in the next one. Mom doesn't notice because she's being extra busy dating you. The kid resents you stealing the attention he craves from his mom. And when you show up to pick her up for a date and ask how he's doing, he's sullen and mumbles something rude and stomps out, slamming the door to his room. You can't do a darn thing about it. You can see why. In his book, When Men Behave Badly, David Buss notes that stepkids are up to 100 times more likely to die from abuse than children in biological 2-parent households.
True.
Gentlemen, if you don't want the stress and conflict that comes with someone else's unruly children who don't respect you, think twice before mom. Ladies, know that when a man is limited in his ability to provide healthy masculine discipline, because you won't allow it, he will think twice.
It's another reason, okay? You can't discipline my kids, okay? That's also a if you guys are into doing this this sort of thing, okay, that's the number one thing that has to get straight. Okay, if I'm going to be involved with your children, okay, either they have to be on their best behavior or I have the right to discipline them. Okay.
Special needs children, sometimes even the sweetest child can require extra energy and attention because they have physical or mental challenges. No matter how empathetic a man may feel toward mother or child, parenting a special needs kid adds layers of responsibility and care, sometimes forever after. Example, my mom was a caregiver for live-in adults with high-level developmental difficulties. That's probably part of why, I have a quirky sense of humor. My dad died, my mom was single for a long time, but when she eventually met a man she considered dating, she invited him to our home a lot so he could experience firsthand what her life taking care of special needs adults was actually like. Gentlemen, if a single mom has a special needs child of any age, parenting that child may be a lifelong endeavor requiring a lot of love and patience. Ladies, don't hide your special needs child from a potential suitor or downplay the responsibilities or emotional toil that can take sometimes. You're better to find out sooner than later if he's up for it or not. I think we're on 4. Time constraints. Single moms have packed schedules thanks to parenting and work. And if she's not working and financially independent, there are other considerations. Example, trying to plan a weekend getaway, but getting delayed because she's tied up with kids' activities in a 60-hour work week because there's no child support. Gentlemen, if you see the inevitable time constraints and potential lack of quality time being alone with a single mom as a roadblock, know that it's not going to get easier unless you both agree to cut back on other time-consuming activities like career or sleep. Not good. Ladies, you know how tough it is juggling so many responsibilities, many of which involve your kids. If you want a man to join you in taking on some of your to-do lists, make sure you're giving back way more than a woman without children would be.
Exactly. You're going to have to come up with way more than a woman without kids. Why would he pick you over a woman without kids? You got to be given way more. And I see a lot of these entitled single moms thinking that they have to give up way less. Okay? In other words, you're supposed to take care of my kids. You're supposed to take on added burdens. You're supposed to get less from me. Okay? It's not true. You got to give up more. It's because you have a ding. Kevin used to say that all the time. All the time. But this is just an example of some things that, this is a white lady that I found. Okay? Somebody says, damn. I say, run. Yep. If you can't put a kid in their place, I don't want to be around. Exactly. Okay? And we've seen plenty of examples of dudes that get addicted to the punani and willing to put up with stuff, and it is a disaster. Okay? All I see is 4 red flags. Okay? Now the thing is that for whatever reason, white women get it, and black women think they're entitled. And I know why that is because for so long, being a stepfather, okay, or being a replacement father, or for a woman was normalized in the black community. It's poo-pooed in the white community. That is very taboo in the white community, even today. Okay, being a stepfather is taboo. Okay, a woman that's a single mother is still taboo, even though it exists. Things do happen, but it's still taboo. Okay, it's normalized in the black community. So black women are actually entitled. They think they're entitled to a man that will come in and take care of her and her kids. Okay, they think they're entitled because black men have been trained to do so. Okay? And I have to say shout outs to the millennials, the Z's, and even the A's coming up. Okay, because guess what? They said it's a new day. Okay, and they're not entitled to anything. And we don't have to. Okay, and if you're gonna be, if you think you're entitled to my resources and time and whatnot, because trust, resources is just part of it. Okay, when you get date a woman with kids, okay, especially if you get involved with the kids, okay. I can't tell you how many times I was dragged to talk to teachers and counselors and principals and stuff like that because you are becoming a substitute father. Okay? If you're with her long enough, the kids are going to become your kids, okay? So that bullshit about they're not your kids, bullshit. Okay? If they're under your roof, they're your kids. And you got to get her square to that. If she bucks and said these ain't your kids, well, then you and your kids need to find another place to stay. Okay, a girlfriend, older girlfriend of mine, when I was in my early 20s, right? She said, nothing I feed will bite my hand. If I feed you, take care of you, and house you, okay, guess what? You're going to have to follow my instructions, right? My kids used to call me about their, stepfather, quote unquote, right? The guy living in the house, right? And what he said, blah, blah, blah. I said, who feeds you? Who takes care of you? Whose roof are you living under? Whose money do you spend? Shut the fuck up and do what he says. Unless it's something that's going to injure you, okay, or put you in a compromised position, do what he says. Those are house rules. And if you disagree with it, talk to your mama. Don't come to me about that shit, okay? If you don't want to do what he says, I have a house. Come live under my rules, underneath my roof, okay? Anyhow, yeah, baby's kids, yeah. And test tube babies, even basically babies. Now I've had baby kids, but I've had baby kids, but they get in line, okay? They get in line. They know it. One of my friends experienced an issue with a single mother he had children with. It isn't worth it. Yep. Basically, man, there's a whole thing about single mothers and stuff like that, and that baby trap. And black women use the baby trap to get control of you. They have a whole arc, a whole Bible, okay, a whole Bible of game about having a baby by you. Having a baby by you is not an accident, okay? That's why I roll my eye. My mother used to say, "Whoever pays the bills writes your program." Yep, exactly, exactly. Whoever pays the bills writes your program, because otherwise you cannot survive without them. Trust and believe. You go down to the county, okay, you're gonna follow their precepts and procedures to get your money, because they will cut off your check. Black men are the repressive patriarchs they fear. They are, but the thing is, you have to cooperate. You have to cooperate. The black men are not used to being told no, and that's why they always ask me about that. It's, well, you did it. You did it. You were a stepfather. You had girlfriends with children. Well, yes. But the thing is, number one, the contract was different. The women were different, and the kids were different. Okay, these chicks nowadays, I would say, hell no. How dare you say what I got to do for your kid? How dare you? Yeah, our community is upside down. Okay, I think I have it, but I will actually get a clip where my mentor, she said it. Older woman, man. She's gonna be 80 years old, and she said it. She's been saying it for 30 years that I've known her. Black men and women in a reverse order nature. In fact, more than 30 years, almost 40 years. She's been telling me this. Black men and women are in reverse order of nature. Whoever pays the DJ picks the music. Exactly. Rude Boy says, my friend got in a relationship with a chick who already had 2 kids, been together for 10 plus years, now married, and she had 5 of his kids. Well, that's a normal, that is a normal black, what is it? Normal black, what I call it, contract marriage. Okay, I forget what traditional marriage for black men, right? Okay, if she's got 2 kids and they get married, she has adopted. He basically adopted the 2 kids. They blended the family, and basically she follows his lead. That's why they're still together, and she had 5 more kids for him. Okay, look at Russell Wilson, right? Everybody talk about Russell Wilson's a simp, and Russell Wilson and Sierra's going to control him. Sierra does everything fucking Russell Wilson says. Okay, and guess what? Now she had 4 more kids for a guy. Okay, that's old-fashioned marriage. Okay, old-fashioned black marriage. Traditional marriage. Okay, but the thing is, the woman has to accept the man's rules. Guess what she did? She followed him. She follows his lead. Facts. I told, if he's serious, he can't show his children's mother that he's willing to let the kids go. If not, she will drag him down until the youngest child is 18. Yeah. Serious thoughts. You will have to talk about that. This Wednesday. Friday. Okay, because Rom's thing is on Friday, so we'll talk about that on Friday. Okay, because I had to do that. At some point, it has to come down to. Sometimes you have to be black pill about this, not red pill, but black pill. Okay, red pill says you take care of the kid is because it's the right thing to do, right? Okay, and to be black pill is, how it said, fuck them cubs, right? Okay, those are your kids. Either the kids are with me or the kids are with you. If they're with you and you're gonna give me a hard time about these kids, those are your kids. Then you take care of them. And then I told her I will just be you'll just be a creditor to me, just like any other bill. If you want me to be a father, let me be a father. If you don't want to be a father, that's up to you. I am not. I told my ex I'm not gonna fight for these kids. I refuse. I'm not gonna fight for these kids. I've seen guys go broke, get broken, commit suicide, die early death, fighting for their kids, right? With this chick, because all she wants is control. And just like what's his name in the comic strip? I'm trying to remember his name, right? Okay, he said the same thing. 17 years, okay? I can make another kid. You can make another child. A man can spit until he's 80. You can make another family. You might have to sacrifice more, but you can make another family. You're not, you're wedded to those kids by your moral obligation. Okay, if she refuses that, she lets you fulfill that obligation. Hell, that's on you. It's on her. I was the first. I was the first to coin the terms Bukisha, Travelicia on Kevin's streams years ago. I recently came up with a new one called Scat Pack. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Anyhow, he said 2 of his children are my godchildren, but I had to be black pill with them. The thing is, at some point, it's Omni-Man. Exactly. It's Omni-Man. But it's true. True. Okay. I had to tell my oldest because my oldest daughter, right? Because she came up crying about how come I wasn't with her mama, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. I wasn't in the house, yada yada. I said, you look. I said, you know what? I said I sacrificed a whole relationship with another woman, could have made another family, to stay here because I felt a moral obligation to make sure that you were okay. Now they're okay. My daughter's got her bachelor's. My other daughter's got her master's, and my son, he's doing whatever he's doing. He's married, blah blah blah. Okay, I made sure to stay around to make sure that they would be okay. Because I could have bounced and just, I could have left the state. In fact, I was gonna leave the state, but I stayed around for them. So I told her, if you're not happy with that, so be it. Go live your life. You're grown. Go live your life. If she followed Russell, yes, okay. Guess what? Guess who's on set with her when she posts the Instagrams? Okay. Guess who's on set with her, and why she's posting thirst traps? Low value dudes get to smash Brittany Renner. They love ratchet chicks. Losers say it's just sex, and they wind up with ratchets by name. You see what Brittany Renner did to Myron on Fresh and Fit. Okay, she treated him like he was gum on her shoe. I'm gonna tell you, okay, if I have a fashion line and I'm trying to get eyeballs on my brand and my fashion line, okay, and I got a pretty woman, guess what she's gonna be posting? Thirst traps. Why? Just like Beyonce does. Just like what's her name? Kardashian does. Just like Rihanna does. Okay. Why they post those things? They need eyeballs. Eyeballs bring what? Money. There's a reason that AC said, "Black men, you have done enough." Yeah. Anyhow, let me get out of here. Just like the old Fubu advertised. Man, sex sells, man. And Russell Wilson, that's how come Russell Wilson picked her for that reason, okay? He picked her for that reason. Russell Wilson had a white girl, okay? That you barely see. Now, if he wanted a wife to play the background, did not post in thirst trap, he already had one of those, okay? That's white, okay? He could have had a ton of black girls doing the same thing. Why he pick her? Why he pick her? I don't. I said I don't know. For you, for some of you guys, man, with some things, I don't. I don't know why the game is so slow. Okay. Russell Wilson is not. Russell Wilson is not a normal person. You treat him like Russell Wilson is the garbage man running a route. Okay. Now his wife is posting thirst trap pictures. There's a problem, right? Russell Wilson, who has a fashion brand and a brand. Okay. He needs his wife to be out. That's why he picked her. Saying Kevin Taco Taps, I got money. I heard that. Anyhow, y'all, it's me punching the clock. It wasn't as smooth. I wish I could find that one by Paul. Okay. The thing is, a lot of guys are mad. Okay, is because they want to be one they want to be Russell Wilson, and two they want a Sierra. Okay, and they think a lot of guys think that Russell Wilson is just some simp that's that's Google eyes about Sierra, and he will do anything that she says, and they put themselves in his shoes, not knowing that he picked her for a reason. Now she didn't want to have four more. She didn't want to have four more kids. Guess what? She did it because he told her to. Russell was not a fan. Russell Wilson picked her for a reason. Okay. Russell Wilson told you why he picked her. Okay. He told you why he picked her. He is nice but firm. Bullshit, rude boy. It does work on you. Bullshit. It does work on you, rude boy. Your sexual advertising doesn't work on me. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, I mean it is. But I see this too much. Okay, I see this too much. You guys think all some of this stuff is relationship. Some of the stuff is business. Okay, a lot of that stuff is business. Savannah James do that? Yeah, because Savannah James is not Sierra. Savannah James is LeBron's high school sweetheart. Okay, she ain't there for that. And let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this, Raw. Okay, let's go ahead and play this out. We got time. Okay, let's play this out. What brand does Savannah James have? What brand does Savannah James have? What fan base does she bring to LeBron James? I'll wait. I'll wait. Russell Wilson has always been an alpha. Russell Wilson, believe it or not, is a boule. Okay, his father graduated from Harvard. His grandfather was the president of a HBCU. He's not a regular guy. He ain't no regular guy. In fact, he's a higher class than Sierra is. Not a regular guy. No, but the thing is, she's not there for that. What what kind of brand does Savannah? If Savannah James is walking down the street, how many guys will actually pick her up? I'm in L.A. Okay, Savannah James is a LA 7. Okay, Savannah James is an LA 7. She's a regular chick. I said, I got a 28-year-old male cousin, civil engineer, ready to marry 40-year-old female lawyer whose family sees could be a future problem. Should we speak to him about it or let it go? Why is he marrying her? Why is he marrying her? What does she do for him that he's marrying her? Oh, I know they don't qualify for it, okay? He's not a sucker, okay? He's a sucker. He's a sucker because that's what you guys deem him as, because he puts on that persona. Ask his teammates. He told you why he's with her, okay? Okay. He told you why. If you're gonna if you have a girl, if there's a girl who models, who has a fashion line and has a cosmetic line and has a name, okay, and you want to start a clothing line, who would you pick? Savannah James or Sierra? Why does he pick her? No, I mean, the thing is, whether she's a predator or not. What if he's 28 and she's 40? What is he getting from her that he cannot get from a woman his own age or younger? Savannah James is shy. She's not that kind of girl. Okay. Savannah James has been in. She's been in. She's been in L.A. for God. What's it been? 7 years. Okay. Nobody even knows who, for the most part, who she really is. Okay. They know her kids more than her. She's not that. She's not that girl. Okay. It's because in the black community he's a square simp. Okay. In the white community they know who Russell Wilson is. Okay. Lululemon signed a contract on his name. Right. Okay. He's not a square. Ask what's his name when him and his white wife were wife swapping up there in Seattle. Russell Wilson's far from a square. They're two different people. Okay. They're two different people. No, the thing is, sir, you have to find out. Okay, who is she? What does she bring? If she's a lawyer, what does she bring to his life? That he wants to marry her. What is it that she does for him that he cannot get anyplace else? And I'm saying it could be nothing, but the thing is, ask him. He should be able to articulate it, and tell him, hey man, what does she bring? What does she got? It should be pretty obvious. Yes, I wonder why. I wonder why. Does Christian outfits sell clothes? How does Rihanna dress? How do the Kardashians dress? Does Beyonce dress like she's a devout Christian? Interesting. He's never been a square man. Go back to his high school, man. He was the alpha jock at his private high school. Okay, he was alpha jock in college. He ain't no square. Kind of hard to be a square and be a star quarterback. Well, that's part of it. Okay, you know. Well, then his last girlfriend was not going to marry. 26. He could easily articulate with her. Yeah. So I've asked him many times. He can't articulate. Well, then that's his choice. Okay, he's marrying her for. If he turned down a 26-year-old, then this 40-year-old is giving him something that he wants. Now, what it is, okay, you should be able to pick it up. If I was around him, Russell Wilson ain't no square. Okay, let me ask you this, Diaspora L. How many squares wife swap with their teammates? Now, Russell Wilson has a very well crafted persona. Tell me tell me how many squares that she wife swap. I'll wait. Then they're not squares, okay? They ain't squares. Those are swingers. Swingers are not squares. Yeah, she married him for clout. So what? Along with the business aspect, isn't also social proof in regards to okay? Okay. The links in the chat. Y'all want to come up and discuss Russell Wilson? You can, okay? I've actually played that video a long time ago about Russell Wilson, okay, and what he said and how they went through how they met, okay? She was enamored by him, okay? Future was a trick, but being a trick, okay, with 8 baby mamas, okay, is okay, but being a dude that has some at least some kind of structure is not. I don't get you guys, okay? That's how come the black community is so fucked up. A Future is held way up here, and Russell Wilson considered lame. Really. I don't think Kevin Samuels was right. I think that the world is flat. Epstein offed himself, and Marlon was the best Jackson. I vote for Tito being the best Jackson. Tito was always my man, okay? Future, how was Future? Come on, man. What does Future lead with, T. Riddler? What does he lead with? Sir, in your opinion, why can't many black men understand that Kelsey picked Taylor Swift over Kayla Nicole? I keep seeing these posts saying he fumbled. What? Okay, black women believe that. I mean, who's gonna pick Kayla Nicole over Taylor Swift? I'll wait. I'll wait.
I just have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do y'all care? This is old. Russell Sierra's old. I know. They put themselves in Russell's shoes, but
you eating up on Future's leftovers, man. That's very common at that level.
oh, shut up! You want to hit too? Be quiet.
That's very common at that level.
Yeah, and
they marry each other's leftovers. Okay, hell, you got Michael Jordan's son.
Mess with Scottie Pippen's
ex-wife. That's very common.
I don't get it. What has been 3 or 4 years now that they've been complaining about Russell and Sierra?
I said what?
It's been 3 or 4 years now they've been complaining.
No. This has been almost 10.
Damn.
It's been 2015, something like it's been almost 10 years, okay? 10 years in four more kids, okay?
I mean, she's thirst trapping, so what?
Well, she gonna get back with Future, and she gonna leave Russell and take his money.
After 4 kids? Okay. Yeah, given Future's history, yeah. That's
I mean, let me ask y'all, okay? If you guys were Kelsey, okay? I don't care what color you are, okay? I don't care what color you are. Why would you pick Kayla Nicole over Taylor Swift? And be real. Put a 1 in the chat if you actually pick Kayla Nicole over Taylor Swift. A broke black chick over a billionaire. Put a 1 in the chat. You pick her. And Raw, if you want to come up, man, you talking shit in the chat. Okay.
I'm picking Taylor just for the access.
You know what? The thing is, y'all say Russell Wilson is a square and he fucked up, but guess what the pimps are saying? Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up. And what he's
Every
doing
time
with,
he,
go ahead. The pimps are
every time,
saying, go,
go ahead.
he making her sell it. Okay.
Yeah, half the time in the video when she twerking, I don't know what y'all complaining about.
Yeah, he half the time he's back there directing, picking out her outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And they're successfully married. And I don't hear nothing about her fooling around with him. So
I
that's a
haven't heard it.
success.
I haven't heard it. I mean, if you know about it, y'all please enlighten me. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
said she would use him and tip out him and cheat on him. I haven't heard it.
And as far as I know, the money that she's making and the money they both have grown it with money. Both of them are making more money than together while they've been together. So it sounds like a success to me.
Hey, if you listen to him when he first talked about his principles, the reason he picked it sounds straight out of the pimp book. Okay, straight out of the pimp book. It's a goddamn. Okay, he was reading from the scrolls.
Mm.
Now, if Future was smart, okay, that's how you know Future's a trick. If he was smart, he'd have kept her. Okay, he'd have married the girl. He'd have kept her. He'd have kept his shit straight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because she was gonna do way more for him by branding than he could have done for himself. Okay. He's still trying to eat. He's still eating off of Sierra's name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said to you she's old, to someone else she's vintage. But the
Oh,
thing
y'all
is,
stop it. Y'all still want to see her. Stop it.
the thing is about older woman. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's about your return on investment. What are you getting out of her? Okay.
Yeah.
If an older woman has a Rolodex, let's pick an older woman. Okay, that's older. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's famous. Um, some chick just turned 45 and she's famous. I don't think who she is. Okay, okay. And you're an up and coming star, okay, or trying to break into the business, right? And she got a Rolodex. Of course you're gonna marry her. Why? Because she can help you out. Nicole Murphy. If you're an unknown dude and you're young, you're 26, 25, 26, okay? Of course you get with Nicole Murphy because she knows everybody.
Yep.
She's 100 octane with a Rolodex, okay? A former 100 octane with a Rolodex, okay? She can get you into a party with a phone call. She can get you an interview with a phone call, with a text, okay? It's called return on investment. Anyway, Megan, look at Megan Good, right? Okay, why did homeboy marry her? Okay, to actually redeem his image.
She gives a great return on investment.
Get a great return on investment. So I mean, because you guys are talking about the square world, okay? Because that we talking about Russell Wilson Square. You guys are in the square world right now, okay? How things should work. Thirst trapping. Oh, I wouldn't have my woman thirst trapping on Instagram. That's why you broke.
Go tell that to Jay-Z. Oops. Let me shut up.
Anyway.
Man, yo, this what's up, BGS? This is Raw right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I seen the song. I seen that song Future put out. He said he's still fucking on C. That's what he said.
Bullshit.
No bullshit.
Oh, you don't believe him?
No.
Well,
Bullshit.
And then every time I see the video of him, it looked like it looked like he's more enamored than she is.
How many kids she have for him?
3 or 4.
4. Okay. Women, they're not enamored with you. Don't have kids for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was her best option. She's 40 years old. and she was running out of options, and
Who?
he was goofy. She picked him up.
How old was she?
I don't. How old is she? Like four, he
She was.
almost 40, right?
She's
She's
just
40. She's
40.
40 now. How
He's
old was she
40
when she was
now.
married?
What was that? Like 2 years ago? Maybe like 38. She
No,
probably
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, man. Okay, okay, okay.
she probably been all around the industry.
Okay, 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 okay,
that's your heart.
okay. Bless your heart. When did they meet?
I don't know when they met.
2014. When they get married?
When they get married, I'm not sure.
2015. Okay.
10 years in the game.
They got married. They got married in 2015. Okay. So she was having all those four kids out of wedlock by Russell Wilson. Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that.
So in other words,
Come to BTS.
I know. Okay. There's a reason that LeBron James married Savannah James. Okay, is because that's his high school girlfriend. That's why he married her. Same reason Russell Wilson married his first wife. That was white high school girlfriend. Okay. Savannah James is not Sierra. Savannah James is nowhere near Sierra. Those are two different reasons to marry somebody. Okay, some of it, Russell Wilson was sweet on her on Sierra, but the thing is also a business deal too. You know what he's doing, and she did too, and he sold it to her, and she bought it, and guess what? They made money.
Okay, so you saying he with her for money? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay. You know about you know you know about Hollywood and industry marriages. Okay, Birdman and what's her name got married, right? Okay. This happens. This shit happens all the time. Why is this so unusual, man? Because you think Russell Wilson is this goofy dude. This happens to be a quarter what is it a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
How many goofy starting quarterbacks have you ever met in the NFL? Seen, heard that are goofy.
Mm.
I'll wait.
Well, look, we got to define it because
No. I'm asking. Well, I asked you.
well, who I
Now,
think is goofy. I don't.
you can't. How many high school quarterbacks you know that are starting on a major team, a major high school team, are goofy? These are
Can't
these
think it's. I can't think it's too
these,
many, but
these motherfuckers have to be alpha just to be quarterbacks. Okay. You
well,
know,
like you said, he's Boulay, so he might be coming from a different background.
most boulets are not goofy. Okay, they're not goofy. In fact, most boulets, will look at you like you got something in between your teeth. They're arrogant pricks. Have you met some boulets? You been around them?
No,
Okay. You ever seen that condescending look? Like you're not worth it?
no, but so they like Kim Foster.
Kim Foster's not a boulet. She want to
So
be. She want
she'll
to be.
want to be,
Yeah.
but the condescension is similar.
Basically, be boule type. You have to be on the level of, say, like a Barack Obama or Michelle Obama. Okay, and go try to get a date with Malia and see how far you get.
Mm.
You're not on the you wouldn't even get past the guards because you don't qualify. Okay, you're not dressed right. You don't look right. You don't talk right. You wouldn't get like 30 seconds. Okay. Unless you the alpha concubine, she slip her a number and say, okay, I got a hotel on the other side, but don't tell people that I know you,
Yeah,
because you the hoe for the day. Go ahead.
yeah. I don't think he's I don't think he's the lame, but I do think he's a square. I don't think he. I really, maybe he's tricking me with his Christian
Yes, yes, yes,
mask, but
yes, yes. You can't
I
see
feel
how many Christian men are gonna allow their woman to be out there thirst trapping?
that's what don't make sense to me.
It's,
He must just be simping. I feel like.
come on, man. Is the game that slow?
I guess. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, y'all. I get it, man. I get it.
oh,
Okay,
actually, you know what? She. How much older is she? She like
a
10 years
year,
older.
a
Oh, she only
year.
1 year.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, man. What is what? Because he's almost 40. What is she? 50 years old?
Uh, I don't know. I don't. She wasn't relevant for a while. I ain't even think about it till they got married and
And
then.
all of a sudden she began is because she had a brand. The thing, she wasn't relevant in the music industry, but guess who? Guess who she had contracts with?
Oh.
Revlon. You're just not looking in the right place. Contract with Revlon. She modeled clothes. Okay. She's as a performer, she's okay, but as a model, she made a lot of money. That's why he picked her. And get after he married her, guess what they started?
What?
A fashion brand. Is any of this making sense to you?
No, just because I can't relate to it. That's why.
Why? Okay, what do you do for a living? I mean, it's in
I'm
general,
out. I work
huh?
at Walmart.
Well, enough said. Enough said. What state do you live in?
I'm in Jersey.
So go to Manhattan and see what's up, okay?
Well, Fashion Week.
Fashion Week. Go see what's up, okay?
No,
Because I'm in L.A. I see this all the time, okay? I know what's up. That's why I know when you talk about Savannah James and what she don't do, then you don't know nothing about Savannah James, okay?
yeah.
Savannah,
I mean, I
so,
heard
so,
they swingers too. Yeah, I heard that.
and Savannah James, not really. Okay, Savannah James is just going along because she got lucky. Okay, she brought in early. She got LeBron early, and he brought her along with her. And sometimes he got to keep her in check because one time she was at a Dodgers game smoking weed. Okay, he had to check her. Bad for the image.
Mm.
She ain't that chick. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with she's a regular girl. There's nothing wrong with her. But the thing is, but she's not there. She's there because she's always been there. Okay, that's why she's there. She's not there to do anything except be what she's always been, which is his high school sweetheart that he married and had kids by, which is a good thing. The rest of that stuff, now stuff I've heard, okay, about LeBron James doing whatever he does on the side, that's a different story. Just like him and Magic, okay, a whole bunch of stuff. But that's a different story. But this stuff goes on all the time. So as soon as I saw what the pairing, I knew what it was. But people saying Future's not a trick. What does the trick do? Okay, he leads with his what?
Wild.
It was Wilder. What does Future do? What does he
He
lead with?
probably tricking.
And what does he do? You can see him when he does his little tricking videos, right? Talk about waving money, getting ready to get on a jet, right?
Yeah.
You ever see Russell Wilson do that shit?
No.
Because he don't have to. That's why. Because he don't have to. That's why. But
Why she ain't go for his type first?
Why is talking about Russell Wilson?
Nah, Sierra.
We're talking about Sierra go for Russell Wilson's type first. Her first boyfriend looked like Russell Wilson. Her father is I think is a captain in the Air Force, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. But guess what industry she's in? She got in music, right? So guess what she dated? Industry guys. Guess what Future was? Industry guy. He ain't. Future is not no regular dope boy sitting on the street. Okay. There's a reason she got with him, and he got lucky. Now Future's pissed because he dropped the bag. If the Future has 8 baby mamas, and name me all of them.
Sierra.
And who else?
I don't know the other 7.
Oh, really? Why not?
I don't know. They probably just random Instagram chicks.
They're not Instagram chicks, but things. Who are they? Even if they are Instagram, who are they? Brittany Renner's an Instagram chick. You know her, don't you? These chicks are not famous. The only baby mama that you know is Sierra. Why? Because she got a name. And the only reason that she has a bigger name is because she married Russell Wilson. And Future's been riding off of that for how long? Anyway, Future. The thing, Future is who he is, man. I'm not down in Future, but Future passes himself off as a trick. He does. Well, Future ain't no trick. Motherfucker hold a stack of bills to his ear and walk into a private jet. That's tricking. All right? Anyhow, let me get out of here. I will see you guys later. I don't want to have to do this Russell Wilson shit again, man, because I've done it for years, and people said that they wouldn't last for 4 or 5 years, and he would cheat, she would leave him and take his money, yada 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 yada. 10 years later, she just had another baby for him last year. Okay.
Oh, I'll never believe she not cheating.
Okay, but you're in Jersey working for Walmart. Prove that she is. It's been 10 years. Prove that she is.
All I could go off of is what Future said.
Future can't even prove it. Where's his receipts? But y'all believe Future. Future's this trustworthy dude, okay? Really. Why is Future so trustworthy? I'll wait. You
If
can't
he
believe
gets,
if he's what?
I may just be bad if he got caught lying.
So where's his? He put it out there. Where's his receipts? That he's fucking on Sierra.
I don't know. He said it subliminal. He said he's fucking on C. So I feel like he just want to stir up trouble without being direct.
Okay. But the thing is, okay, he fucking on C. And how long has that song been put out? How many years ago?
Maybe like 4 or 5 now.
Probably more than that. But the thing is, guess what? Ain't nothing popped up. And they got eyeballs on them.
Well,
and y'all, and you guys are all looking.
I mean, she probably won't care at this. I mean, Russell probably.
The thing is, I'm asking you, where is the proof, and you don't have none. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. But that has nothing to do with anything, right? Russell, basically, industry people. Okay, industry stuff gets around. Okay, it does. Okay, industry stuff gets around, and plus he's gonna be playing for what the Giants. I think it's the
My
Giants or
fault.
the
Keep
Jets.
getting called.
He gonna be playing for the Giants or the Jets.
Still on this thing.
All right, dude. It's time to go. Anyhow, when you come up with proof, man, you come back. All right, feel me? Anyhow, y'all. I know, man. I know they're not regular people. No, he said what he was. Man, he's a regular dude, man. There's no problem with regular dudes. Okay, got no problem with regular dudes, and regular dudes are fine with me. The thing is, okay, know what you're talking about. But the thing is, I don't know why Future is a hero. But the thing is, the thing is, scammers and stuff like that, and tricks and scammers and stuff like that are basically held up in high esteem in our community, right? Okay, in the white community, that's looked down upon. But the thing is, women love disposable cash and disposable men, and so we actually hold up the kind of men that our women want. Okay, because before the '80s, before the dope game, okay, um, basically pimps and scammers were looked down upon to our women. So guess who was upheld? The business guys, the guys wearing the suits, and the suits were actually upheld, right? Okay. After the '80s and '90s, when the drug game and the scammers were making all the money and women were going for them, now guess what's upheld as a standard? Black men, we are fucked up. Okay, we are fucked up because our standard of what a guy is supposed to be is actually basically dedicated and predicated on what our women want. That's why we fucked up. Okay, Russ Wilson is a lame and a square and basically less than, whereas Future is this god. Okay, this paragon. We are fucked up. Okay, and that's how come a lot of your qualified guys are getting the fuck out of the black community and going elsewhere, and I don't blame them. I told them a long time ago about the should the educated lames or the SYSBM get the fuck out of the community. I told them fuck yes, okay, because they don't like you or respect you. Okay, let them wallow in their own shit. So when the guys that are successful and knowledgeable and practical, okay, leave. Let the black women suffer. You want the jailbirds. Hell, they like the jail. They like the prison guys more than like the guys that are corporate. Makes no sense. That would never fly in any other community except the black one. That's why I said that's why I tell black men, go to another community, okay? Get the fuck out of here. If she want a drug dealer and a scammer and a dope boy, okay, and a guy that's got a record, fine, let her have him. I ain't got no problem with what a woman wants, okay? If that's what she wants and that's what she want to be, let him have him. You do not have to model your life after that dude. Okay? There's only 20 million, 22 million, 24 million, or 20 million adult black women in the United States. Okay? There's like 3 billion adult women on the planet. Pick another woman. You ain't got to pick them. Whether import them, go fly them out, whatever. Pick another woman. Black women only make what, 6% of the female population? That means you got 94% of females, okay, that are not black that you can pick from. Why do you actually uphold and try to mold yourself into something that chick likes? That chick likes, instead of finding a woman that rocks with you? Never made any sense to me. It makes sense of why black men from prison. It's called female nature. No. It's only our women that love men from prison. It's only our women that love men from prison. The average black man can compete outside of his own community. Yes, he could. Do it all the time. Average black man can compete. I see it all the time. Because most people outside of the community are average. Okay, a white woman is average. Okay, there's a lot of average white women and below average white women. Okay, there's a lot of average Latinas. The average black guy that makes $40,000 a year or $45,000 a year can compete. Okay, I know my son's one of them dudes. Okay, now could he have been a made it to the league? Yeah, that's not what he wanted. But he makes $50,000 a year. He got Latinas all up and down the block. Okay, they can compete. The average black dude competes all over the world. It's not true. Anyhow, let me get out of here, y'all, because we at 2 hours, and I will see you guys later. I don't know where you guys get that. Okay, that average black dude can't compete outside of his own community. Okay, yes he can. Does it all the time. Thing is, if that was the case, then the black woman wouldn't be fighting to keep you in the community. Now the average black woman cannot compete outside the community. Anyhow, let me get out of here, y'all, and I will see you guys later. But that kind of stuff is what keeps black men in. That kind of shit. To say that you can't leave, because that's a black woman's talking point.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Muzyka Denis 7.
And see, now you want to qualify what average means, man. In other words, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Okay, most people don't like me. I mean, this bullshit, man. What you're saying right now is bullshit. Okay. The average dude is not walking around with tats in his ass and pants around his ass. The average dude works just like the man that called up, right? Raw. He's from Walmart. Works at Walmart. Okay. Average dude. Probably a little bit below average. Average, especially in this environment. Why do you think the black one fighting so hard to keep you away from other people? The average man can compete. No, you know, yeah, I know. You know, I didn't want to diss the man. Okay. I don't want to diss the man. So you know, walking. I don't. He could be a man. He could be a district manager at Walmart. I don't know. Okay, I don't know who he is. He could be this genius that sits in the back and does the purchasing for Walmart. I have no idea what he does. He could be a driver. I don't know. Saying, you know, I don't. And basically, regular dudes are fine with me. You know, I don't diss regular dudes. Okay, regular dudes are fine with me. No, I mean, I'm saying he could be, could not be. He didn't tell me enough about himself, so I have no idea what he does, and he's all right with me. So I would never say anything about what anybody does. If you're on the street and you're willing to make a difference, or you're happy with where you are, I have no problem with who you are. I talk to homeless people all the time, man. But the thing is, do they know stuff, or are they happy? Because I ain't got no problem with it. I'm not here to judge. I'm a Gnostic. I don't judge people like that. Okay, I never have. I talk to anybody. And I don't care if you work for the freaking UN or you push a cart. Okay, I talk to anybody. I'm saying that the average man can't compete. Man, I'm in LA. I see this shit. I see this shit on steroids. Okay, every day. I see kids in high school without a job competing for women. Okay, for outside their group. Okay. I see it all the time. No, he's talking about the average black man. The thing is, even high performing people. Okay, there's high performing people are less than 10% of the population. Okay, less than 10% of the population. For like 6 or 7% of the population. Those are high performing people, right? The best people are working class to average. And most women are average, okay? And most people inside even inside the fucking culture, okay? Even inside the culture, okay, they're average. Average people marry other average people, okay? In fact, I wanted to play that piece about being average because she actually said that, okay? What about Kevin saying it, okay? That she said I have average looks, I have average family, have average income, and the people around me are average. And guess what? I married an average dude, okay? And she's black, okay? Same thing with a Latina. In fact, a Latina will, like my lawn man, okay? He's a Latina, but the thing is, guess what? His wife helps him cut the grass, okay? Average Latina. You can't compete. Anyway, he's brought into the standard that Russell Wilson is a sucker and Future is a hero. That's the perspective of our culture. If you subscribe to that, you're basically you're not even okay. What you're talking about is something completely different. Okay, something completely different. Even if he talks that way, I guarantee you he's in Jersey. Okay, if there's Latinas around, dude probably dates Latinas. Puerto Rican and Latinas, even at Walmart, okay? Latinas and stuff work at Walmart. I'm sure Raw can date outside his. We got average white chicks that'll date you. What are you talking about? All right, man, clean it up, man. You have no idea what you're talking about, man. You have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, is the Westbrook convo over? Oh, talking about to Wilson. I just wanted to make a point, okay, about that because a lot of guys. What I'm trying to do is break you guys out of this mode of thinking that you've been brainwashed into. Hip hop and black women have brainwashed you into a certain stereotype of men, okay? And most guys, I would say 90% of guys do not fit that stereotype, okay? 90% of the guys do not fit that stereotype. And the ones that do fit that stereotype, 90% of them are actually in prison. Future doesn't even fit the stereotype of Future. The guys that really fit that stereotype that Future projects are in prison. Most of them, right? Okay? And when they get out, they stop being that. Because trust and believe, I know a whole bunch of brothers that used to do that, was on that kind of time, and did their time, and do not want to go back, and not on that time no more. Because they don't want to go back. So they pull up their pants, they put a belt on, they hide their tats, and they get a standard regular job like everybody else because they don't want to go back. I'm from the hood. I've seen too many, and if you want to make it out the hood and not go to prison and not be buried, okay, you're gonna get disavowed of that, okay? Because if you're on that kind of time, at some point you're gonna have a record. Now Future projects that because that's what you guys buy. Because you guys live vicariously through a Future. Okay? Vicarious. Future ain't never sold drugs a day in his life. Not a day in his life. His cousin is a famous producer in Atlanta. Okay? So that's who he came through. Future was never that guy. Okay? Future was more of a square in high school than Russell Wilson was. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Go back and go look at Future's high school yearbook and look at his picture. The motherfucker was way more square than Russell Wilson. Y'all need to stop this, okay? Y'all see the hype and y'all believe the advertising. I'm not susceptible to the advertising. Bullshit, you are. See it all the time. He don't even do the drugs that he raps about. Okay, now Jay-Z was on the block. Okay, there's some people actually on the block. 50 was on the block. Okay, Jay-Z was on the block. We know the people that was on the block. Okay, Lil Wayne that talks all that shit has a master's degree. Okay, from HBCU, has a master's degree. A lot of these people talking that shit don't do that stuff. Okay. Anyway, let me get out of here, y'all. Let me roll. I don't know what kind of time you guys are on, man. You guys perplex me, okay? Stop believing the bullshit that they sell y'all, man. Okay? Stop being simps for the advertising agencies. Actually, go. You got all this information. You got the internet. Look this shit up, okay? Stop letting people sell you into a fantasy, including the women.
Muzyka Denis 7.